Okay. Ready when you are.
Go.
And action. First, can we just acknowledge the sticker?
Nice stickers.
Stickers.
And only
You
on
might have these.
so
Some of you. Yeah, that was
the magic of Hollywood.
I mean. Okay, so what we did, we have questions from you guys. We had so many questions from you guys. I kind of like put them into, I just grabbed 12 just random questions. I put them onto these cute little sheets and then I mixed them up and divided them. So I'm not sure what either of us have. He doesn't know any of the questions. I try not to read the questions, but I don't know what I have. So that's kind of fun, right?
So Monica and Louie read questions from the internet.
Take one.
Hopefully about Found TV and us. Or we may have to make up answers. Okay, you want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay, are you supposed to answer or am I supposed to answer?
I think you should answer your questions.
Okay.
And then, although if you feel like you want to answer one of mine.
Okay, ready? Jason from Idaho. If you could remake any found footage movie, which would it be and why?
Oh.
I'm going to say Invited. It's our movie, that's why I can say it.
Context.
Not that I want to remake it for any reason, but I don't want to, remake something else.
There's always something. That's the thing. As a filmmaker, you're always looking back and being like, oh man, I wish I'm a writer.
I wish I had an extra day of shooting for Gavin.
I wish I would have added this dialogue. Like, there's always something. Always something.
A helicopter, explosions, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to take Invited because it just seems like I can pick on myself. Do you have one that you would choose?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of one that I might have been like, oh man, that ending could have been like so much more impactful. I'm sure there's one, but I'm not great on the spot.
Terrible answer there.
I feel like I'm not going to be good at this game.
All right, you go next.
Me next. Okay. From Kiko in Canada. What's up, Kiko? We're also in Canada. What is your comfort horror movie? Oh, horror. Horror in general? The Conjuring.
Yeah, I love the Annabelle series. I have a mini Annabelle and like a Raggedy Ann Annabelle on my shelf over there. Not the, although the scary one looks good. I have a good scary doll story. I will tell you in an Instagram later on.
Somebody asked that question.
Oh God, yeah, that was so scary, and not in like a haunted way. Oh yeah, Annabelle is a comfort one. I like zombie things, so
For horror, that's your go-to.
I think yeah.
Mine's paranormal.
Yeah, I also like watching a lot of YouTube. So it's not a horror movie, but I do watch a lot of
Sam and Colby.
Ghost hunting. Yeah, Sam and Colby, that kind of stuff. So there you go. Okay, Megan from Vermont. What is a gimmick or a trope in a found footage film that you love but others hate?
That you love that other
Yeah.
film. That's a hard one, Megan.
I'm trying to think of what people hate. People hate the get the camera, the don't stop shooting. I think people talk about, why are they saying that all the time?
I don't mind actually the like keep going, like keep recording.
Keep shooting?
Because it's like there's a time for it though. Sometimes it goes a little crazy, but
cheesy.
if it's just normal in a conversation where you're like, and maybe this is just the writer in me coming out in parts where you're, it's very obvious that you need to keep shooting.
I like the fast-paced found footage. And I think a lot of people also love that, but I know a lot of people love the slow burn, which I don't mind. But I like the fast-paced things myself, which is good. So I don't know if people hate that, but I love it. Thanks, Megan. Go.
Okay, Lindsay in California. What found footage movie made you love the subgenre so much? Ooh, this is a good question, Lindsay. Okay, so do you want to go first?
Well, Blair Witch was the obvious. So, although, if you've watched any podcasts we're on, I did watch Faces of Death when I was smaller. Thanks, Mom. But did I really love the genre? Yeah, Blair Witch, because I was wanting to be in film and producing movies younger, and to see a movie like Blair Witch in the theaters made it really possible to get into the genre. But I'm a big fan of the Paranormal Activities.
Yes, I agree. Those are, yeah. Those are that.
So
There's a question coming on, so I'm not going to say.
Okay.
But, okay, what made me love the subgenre, so coming back to it, agreed, yes, got to see Blair Witch in theaters, which was amazing. But I moved away from horror for a very, very long time, for like probably 15 years. It was very difficult for Louie, actually.
Watch it, mate.
I watched Horror in the High Desert, and that got me like into found footage because writing horror, you then know everything that's going to happen in every horror movie because there is a formula behind it. So that's the unfortunate part of knowing that part of the industry is that nothing really scares you anymore. But I found footage totally can freak me out because it's so real. And there was one part, I can't remember if it was number 1 or 2 in Horror of the High Desert, when he's like in like the mine and you're hearing things. And I actually like turned around and covered my face. Like that was terrifying to me when horror wasn't scaring me anymore. So that brought me into found footage. And that was like 4 years ago. So I'm still like a newbie in found footage. Like in this world, I'm so far behind in so many of the
There's a lot of movies out there.
There are so many. And you know, we're running a stream platform, so I don't get to watch all of the ones that have.
We go dust.
Thanks for bringing this up.
All right. From Stefano in Italy. What's a movie that you like that would make a great found footage, but it's not found footage? You know, I'm a big fan of Godzilla movies, but Cloverfield was on, so I was very excited about Cloverfield, so that's not a good answer, but is an answer. Well, I just think of other ones. What would be cool found footage? Man, it'd be awesome to have something along the lines of, can't be historical because you wouldn't have a camera back then, but those would be kind of cool. Maybe if you go back in time with a camera, that would be fun.
That would be. Let us know in the comments if you have anything, because I'm having a hard time trying to think of something that would be really great as found footage.
Yeah, like things like, you know, Halloween, you know, with Michael Myers. If he had a camera, that's kind of cool. That would be pretty fun to have. Yeah, a swap POV. And there are some movies that are out and coming out that are the POV, obviously, of the killer. So I think, yeah, a Halloween found footage would be kind of fun to have.
There you go.
Or Friday the 13th.
Good answer. Good answer.
Like In a Violent Nature was that POV, although it wasn't found footage, but very cool.
This is from David in Texas. What is your go-to snack when watching found footage or anything at all? Popcorn and chocolate.
Yeah, chips. Nibs are fun. Skittles, you know, some candies.
Do they have those in the States?
Do you guys have Skittles in the States? They got
No, nibs.
Oh, nibs. They're like Twizzlers, but they're cut up.
There's so many candies we have that you guys don't have, so I apologize if we're naming off any.
Even around the world, there's probably lots of candies around the world. And put that in the comments if you have a candy that you like that we probably don't.
Put a link in the comments so we can
order in America. That's pretty cool.
We do love candy.
All right. Nacho Rafa, first and best found footage ever seen. I guess that's something that we've seen. So Blair Witch. Well, I guess my first found footage would have been Faces of Death and Cannibal Holocaust. But yeah, Blair Witch, again, it's a big staple that everybody saw, of course. But to answer again, I'm a big fan of all the Paranormal Activities. Next of Kin was really good.
Was there 2 questions there? So first and best. Okay. My first was Blair Witch in the Haters, and best is Paranormal 7 Next of Kin. Yeah. By God, that is my absolute favorite found footage film.
Good answer. And good question.
Rob in Canada, if found TV was a sentient being, what kind of cryptid would it be and why? Oh, a cryptid. I'm not going to pick a cryptid. I think that found would be like a friendly ghost.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it would be. That's kind of how we are. Hopefully to our fans, we're very open and friendly. So I was going to say like a puppy dog or something like that, which is kind of weird to say for a found footage community. I hope we are like that to our fans. I feel like we always are and friendly and open.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What would we be? What would found TV be if it were a sentient being or cryptid?
Very cool. Max in Poland asks, if you were able to turn into any monsters from any found footage movie, what monster or monsters would you guys pick?
You guys? Both of us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you have a monster that you love? I think I'd go to Cloverfield and be the monster. That's awesome. You know, but when Fortnite, if you guys play Fortnite, had the Godzilla season, you got to be Godzilla for a little bit, and that was pretty cool. You got to stomp on things and do the energy blast. I think Cloverfield, I'd be the monster from Cloverfield. That sounds pretty fun.
I would probably pick Bigfoot because I love the forest, and to live there would be lovely. And I would try and kick people out or freak them out to make them not come back and destroy my area. So I'm not really excited, but cool. Good question. This is from Candy from Texas, aka Ms. Peach Fuzz. What's going on? I remember you sent a ton of questions, so I randomly picked a few and I put them in our pile. But then we just, got the 12 out. So I don't know how many of your questions we will answer, but this is one of them. How are films chosen? Super good question. We have a few ways. We have a submission button on our website, foundtv.com, that filmmakers can go and submit their film. It comes to us. We get to review it. It tends to take us like 4 to 6, sometimes 8 weeks because there are many that come in and, we have our own little process that we do and different things that we have to look out for when we're choosing a movie. And so that's one way. What
Well,
else?
we have the calendar to look at. So we look at what our older releases and what could be a brand new release, so we can mix it up for everybody. Also, what are the different styles of found footage, whether they're mockumentary or certain cryptid or not, or they're paranormal. So we try and look at the calendar so that we have a nice all-arounded
Yeah.
sort
We don't
of
want to
release.
put everything in like,
Yeah.
this whole entire month only had, paranormal type stuff. We want to mix it up. So that is how I
comes into play,
choose.
too.
Yeah, there's so many different ways. And then,
Yeah.
new films that are coming out that we have access to first, that's really important. So if we know somebody's coming out, we'll make sure we leave space on our calendar. You guys can't see this, but right over there
It's on the way.
is our whiteboard filled with calendars and a ton of sticky notes with all the films coming.
I sent out some big emails today too.
That's Louis' favorite thing.
Yeah, finding awesome found footage films from everywhere. Here's another one from Mrs. Beach Fellow.
Look at that, we both had it at the same time.
This is my last question too. Is there a film you had trouble getting on Found TV? Yeah, tons. I mean, that's part of we just talked about. My fun is to go scour the internet, talk to distributors and filmmakers on getting films on Found TV. And sometimes it's just that they were licensed to another platform because that's just how the deal went, and that's okay. And then eventually we get it, maybe a year later, things like that. Other reasons could be I just can't get in touch with the distributor. Maybe they're in Japan or something. That could be something that is very difficult. So a specific film that I'm having trouble with? There's tons out there that I'm not really having trouble with, we can't get. It's just a long process. So
Very
it's
long.
not a specific answer, I guess, on an actual film. But
That's a good answer.
yeah, I'm always excited to bring films on that people get excited about because it's fun.
Because there's never anything that we haven't been able to get. It's just, we're not going to get it yet. Or it's still in the process of following up. Again, I mean, we're very fast movers, so it can get, for us, we're like, we want it faster, but it takes months and months and months sometimes for certain films, or if they're just not available, like Louis said at the time. So
Yeah, they might be out for rental only on a specific other platform, and so that license doesn't come to us yet. So we have to wait.
we love these kinds of questions.
Yeah,
Good
questions behind the scenes,
love
even
them.
deep into Found TV's business. I like it. Last question for you.
My last question. Okay, this is from Chris in Northern Ireland. Monica and Louis, what would you say is the most stressful part of running Found TV? You're both doing an amazing job with Found, and there's been some really great additions every month. Chris, thank you so much. It's so kind of you to say.
Stressful. So I know for probably both of us, but for me is always growing the company so that filmmakers feel happy about getting paid more and more, and also the fans feeling happy that they get the content they want. There's lots of films out there that we want to acquire so that the fans just love Found TV as the place to be for found footage films. And yeah, I know we're not a year in, depending on when you're watching this, and we just keep growing fast. And so that's, I guess, not super stressful, but that's always something that's on our minds because we're very, we want to be open and friendly to all sides of our industry and making sure everyone is happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say the most stressful part for me is not having enough time, not feeling like there's enough time. Because we have so many things we want to do, and we have these big, huge dreams. We're very ambitious people, which is great and not if you are strapped with time. And it's just really because we have so many ideas we want to bring out there, and we're also at the mercy of being able to get films or from developers that need time to get things out for the platform. So there's so much in that, and I think to me that's the most stressful is, or maybe it's just a me thing. Maybe I just need to learn to slow down and that it's okay. And that it does take time, that we are not yet a year old based on the time we were putting this out. But anyway, that was my last question, Louis' last question.
That
This
was it.
was
Thank you
super
so much.
fun. Can we do this again?
Yeah.
I feel like we should do this more often. This is our first time, so what is more often? I'm not sure. But that was joyful. It's so cool to be able to hear your questions and just get to answer them and get to give you guys a little bit behind the scenes. For us, that's always super fun, and we love to hear from you. So if you do have questions just randomly and want us to answer them, let us know. Send us an email or shoot us something on Instagram and just say, hey, for your next live, can you answer this question? And we'll pop it in
We'll
there.
compile them together.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
It was a lot of fun. We love that.
Bye, all.
Bye.